Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another backyard BS day. We're actually doing our first Cali pick
Training reports.
with
Training reports.
most of Cali YouTube channels. And our first pick is going to be with Troy. He's a CEO from Filmland Spirits.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, like we could go around and everybody could. They should know who you are, but go to say a little bit about you, your channels.
I guess that's me.
Everybody at once.
I'll just jump on first. We're the Whiskey Fancies on YouTube. Sorry, we have an unruly
Pipple, that's
Pipple right now.
like feed me.
Sorry.
Feed me.
So we do some fun, casual reviews on YouTube and just like to hang out and chat.
I guess I'll go next then. Oh, go for it.
Bubble bath. I do reviews in my bathtub and mostly just do goofy stuff. If you're into that, subscribe.
I'm Tito, Libation Exploration, and just for the most part, kind of looking at the science behind the whiskey as much as I can, and just doing reviews as well.
I'm the Mash Bill or Stanley. I used to do reviews of other people's channels. I haven't done anything of significance in a long time, but my channel's focused around music and whiskey. And I'm a huge fan of the Cyborg movie franchise. Troy will get that. Troy will get that. He'll explain it a little bit, but yeah. So So Bobby.
Bobby frozen?
He's thinking really hard.
I'm like, what do I call my channel? Well, that's Bobby Bad Axe Bourbon, but I think he's frozen. So, and then we have Ed. He's one of my Patreons. And who else we got? We have. Hold on, let me move this one. Bring this one. What up, Bobby?
Is it working? Is it working?
Yep.
I'm at work. This work Wi-Fi. You guys, I don't know. You know how that goes. I'm not paying for it, so it's hit and miss.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to tell us a little bit of your channel, Bobby?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm Bad Axe Bourbon. I'm a fireman. I'm at work, and I like sipping whiskey. And I started watching these other YouTube channels. I'm like, crap, I could do that. I like to talk about this, and I could write this off of my taxes. Heck yeah. So and I get to chop stuff up with an axe. And if I don't like it, I can smash it.
Enough said.
All right.
And that's it. He froze again. Yeah, we have Ed. I was saying he's one of our Patreons, and then we have Richie Z. Richie Z. He wasn't able to jump on, but I have his answers. And Bobby, like, he's at work. Obviously, he can't drink while on the duty, so I have his answer as well.
Don't cheat.
Huh?
No cheating.
Oh no.
Okay.
I smelled them. I had to pour them. I had to pour the samples to everybody, so they smell good. But yeah, enough about us. I mean, like, Troy, welcome. Thank you for the opportunity of doing a pick with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you guys. What are you guys all over the country, or are you all in California?
We're all in California.
All in California. Okay, great. I'm based, and the company is based in Los Angeles. I'm actually in the Valley.
Okay.
I was born in the Valley.
I'm in West Hills. That's where I'm now.
Okay.
So I started the company. I started working on the company back in September of 2020, although this has been a dream for a very long time because I'm a bourbon and whiskey nerd, and got into it maybe 10, 12 years ago, something like that. I'd come out to California 30 years ago to be a screenwriter. So I worked in the entertainment industry for a while, kind of did a lot of different jobs, wrote some screenplays, did some TV stuff, all kinds of different stuff. And then eventually just became a serial entrepreneur and started a bunch of different companies and sold or merged them into different things. And then after my last gig, I was a executive at a sports nutrition company, and I left there. And I just said, I've been talking about doing my own whiskey brand for so many years. If I don't do it, I'm a phony. I got to do this. So I started working on it in September of 2020, and put together a business plan, raised some money, and that's 2 years. We launched in September of last year, 22. So we haven't been on the market that long. We sort of launched in Kentucky and in California, kind of home of bourbon and home of entertainment, and really got us going in Kentucky. And now we're doing our big ramp up effort in California now. So we're only in a handful of stores. 6 months from now, we'll be all over the place.
Right on.
But the concept really is, the idea is I'll tell you how it happened, but I was, have a buddy, Charlie, he may be watching now, who's also my VP of operations. We've been friends for like 30 years. And he and I started getting into bourbon, separately and together, because he's in Atlanta and I'm here. And we started meeting at the motherland in Kentucky every year to do like a pilgrimage. And we'd start going to distilleries, and we'd go to like 15 distilleries in 3.5 days, just like crazy people. And just on one of those trips, we turned to each other and we were like, we got to do this one day. We flash forward a bunch of years later, and I'm sitting with another buddy of mine here in LA who's in the entertainment industry, and he's helping me get this off the ground. He's also a podcast host, and he starts interviewing me. And I'm talking about the movies and writing, and he stops me. He's like, hey, the passion you have for movies and writing, that's the same passion you talk about whiskey with. And he's like, find a way to do them together. And Filmland Spirits just kind of came right from there.
That's cool.
Have you guys seen the bottles, the actual bottles? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
looking at the website.
Okay, great. The concept is that we come up with an original movie concept, one that sort of pays homage to the B movies of the mid 20th century.
Nice.
Over the top characters, monsters, robots, that kind of thing. And then we pair that with what is now award-winning quality liquid. And the label for each one of our bottles is a movie poster, an original movie poster that we create for that release in that mid 20th century, bright, eye-catching pulp art kind of style.
That's
and then
cool.
the label itself, if you go to it, one side is all about the story. It has the synopsis of the movie and the characters and the headshots and the bios. The other side is all about the award-winning quality liquid. It tells you who's bringing it to you. There's tasting notes on there, the mash bills on there. We try and be as absolutely transparent as possible. And at this point, the blend, we're talking about single barrels now, but the blend of this product, which is Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut, won a gold medal at San Francisco World Spirits Competition last year. Whiskey Advocate rated it a 93, I believe, which in the winter edition tied it for best bourbon and number 3 overall out of 150 whiskeys. And then Peggy No Stevens in American Whiskey Magazine this past March, she rated it a 9.1. And it was great because she called me up in February. I'd never met her before, but I followed her on Instagram and stuff. And she called me up. And she's like, is this Filmland Spirits? I'm like, yeah. She's like, somebody gave me a bottle, and I'm reviewing it. And I gave it the best score in this edition. I gave it a 9.1. I'm like, okay, great. And she's like, no, I don't do that.
Yep.
I was like, oh, all right. And then I went and looked, and yeah, she very rarely gives out a score that good. So that was really flattering. And we've won all the gold medals for the packaging as well. San Francisco.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool
Competition,
packaging for sure.
gold medal.
Yeah, the bottles look awesome.
Best portfolio for the American Craft Spirits Awards. So, and then our website, Tito, you mentioned on our website, if you go there, we have trailers for each of the movies, for each of the bottles.
That's
pictures,
awesome.
Script pages.
That's cool.
And of course, you can, anybody can buy our products from our website. We ship to about 37 states at this point.
Nice.
And then if you're in California, Kentucky, we have local distribution in those 2 states.
Wow.
We're going to be expanding to Nevada, Arizona, Washington in the next month or so.
Wow.
Who are you
Man.
distributing
Congratulations,
to in
man.
California?
Thank you.
To stores,
Yeah.
who are you distributing through?
In California,
Yeah.
we're in a handful of Total Wines right now. We're in their 3 sort of largest stores.
I meant what distributor?
Pacific Edge Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
Anywhere up north? So I can, I guess I could order online but any Total Wines up north, Northern California.
We are in one, I believe it's in San Jose.
Oh, perfect. That's basically where I am right now.
If you go to the website, there's a store locator. Pop in your zip; it'll tell you.
Perfect. Right on.
Stores. But we're doing a bigger expansion to Northern California. In fact, I just got an invite to meet with the distributor in Northern California on July 7th to get everybody up to speed up there as well. But we are in that top wine.
If I'm excited, I know you're excited.
Yeah, I am. You guys should know. Also, if you go to our website, scroll down to the bottom and click on the affiliate program. You guys can all sign up to be affiliates and then give out your code to everybody on your channels. And if they buy, you get rewarded.
Perfect. Right on.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Right on. Cool. I will do that for sure.
And if you're not already following us on Instagram and Facebook at Filmland Spirits.
Filmland Spirits.
So what else can I tell you? Want to know anything else about these picks, how we blend, anything like that?
Is it? I was just going to ask, is it all MGP or MGP blends that you guys are doing, or are you sourcing other to blend with MGPs?
Right. So
They call it 21 rye, right? MGP.
yes. So it's our bourbons are the 21% rye from MGP. Our current 3 core products, we have a bourbon, a cast strength bourbon, which is what we're tasting today, and then our rye are all MGP. We own a lot of other barrels. And so releases that are coming, not everything will be MGP, not everything will be from one distillery. But right now, these are all blends. So we have them stored in Kentucky and Indiana, and we go to our bottling facility in Kentucky, and we will taste every single barrel. I mean, I've had days. I just got back from a trip where we were tasting. I think I tasted, 38 barrels.
Oh, goodness.
This time was 3 days. The record is Charlie and I and one of our other people who does the blending. We did 48 barrels in 2 days.
Wow.
That was painful. And they're all cast strength, obviously.
You get your
What
size barrels are you using, or does it matter? Do you use a specific char level only?
Yeah,
Or
they're 53 standard bourbon barrels, 53 gallons.
all of them.
Yeah, and they're number 4 char.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
how long you go for like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or
no? So everything we put out will always be at least 4 years old. Or
awesome. Love to hear that.
We have a product coming in the fall. It's going to be much, much older than that.
Nice.
But what you guys are tasting right now, we put those in this. We pulled those from the barrels in January or February when they were like 4 years, 9 months. When it goes into the bottles for you, it will be probably 5.5 years, depending on the timing. Because they turn 5 years old now.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'll say, I mean, I'm actually, I already did this, and Big has my answer, the order I put them in. When I tried them all, I did enjoy them all. I did like them all. It's just an order of how I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't give away your answers, Bobby.
What?
Keep those.
Are you
keep your
cheating?
answers. No, I said keep. No.
We
Cover your
don't
eyes.
want to know yet. We do want to know, just not yet.
Yeah.
You have my
Yeah.
Instagram, right? I mean, no, don't tell me.
So Troy, your rye is 95.5
It's
MGP,
9.5.
Yes.
and then my other question is just like, I like I was a teenage werewolf type
Yeah.
movie posters. Are you planning on different releases to be a different genre of different, like say a Logan's Run like 70s style space movie thing for the next releases, or something like that, or a Terminator?
Yep.
Thing?
So we have like everything you can imagine planned. So for example, if we ever decide to put anything else in the bottle that's already labeled Moonlight Mayhem, it will become Moonlight Mayhem 2, or it'll become, instead of Rise,
Sequel.
it'll
I like
be
that.
Revenge of the Robots. It'll be sequel, that kind of thing.
That's
We
right.
have
How are you gonna do prequels? I want to know how you can do prequels. Everybody does prequels.
They did it in Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's
Yes.
doing it. How are you gonna do it?
Whiskey.
I want to know this.
we haven't talked about it, but I guess if we ever decide to put out anything younger than 4 years, it'll be
Yeah, I guess so.
The
right?
robot.
Right.
But we do. We have
Son
we're
of a-
trying to stay focused in that sort of 40s to 60s, but we will branch a little bit into the 70s. I'm trying to think. I can't really talk about what's coming in the fall, but it's very different. It's not a monster. It's not a robot story. It's a different genre of story for sure.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like I was looking into it, and you don't find that many reviews of Filmland.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
we're pretty new. We've actually gotten a ton of press, especially when we launched. So we've been covered. We've had about 100 different articles or podcasts that were written about us or featured. Not as many reviews. There's a handful of them out there. But give you an idea, Maxim magazine at the end of last year rated Rise of the Robots one of the best new Rise of 2022. Like I mentioned, we've been in Whiskey Advocate a couple of times. And then all of our products have been reviewed in American Whiskey Magazine. So those are some of the most prominent ones. But we've been everywhere on, MSN and Yahoo and all of those places.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Whiskey Advocate has got a little chink in the armor over the last few months with this bonded from Jack Daniels. Just saying. Everyone has a misstep once in a while, I guess.
Oh, well, I'm stoked.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready to try these.
I'm ready. This is very.
How you doing, Chris?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
So
Not
we're
tasting it?
starting with Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery.
Yeah. That's the lowest proof, 116.22. So we're gonna start with that one.
Right.
And then next one would be Red Carpet, and then Cinema Monster.
Okay. Yeah, when we're tasting, when our blending team is tasting together, we have a very no spoilers policy. Also, we taste, we take notes, everybody sits for a few minutes, then we all talk about, because if somebody says a flavor, that's all you're going to taste.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. When I'm tasting with experienced drinkers, I try not to say anything about what I taste or what the flavor is, because there is an absolutely subjective angle to it. There's some hard and fast, that's in there for sure, but I don't like to plant ideas.
It smells like whiskey.
Thank goodness.
The right direction. Yeah, I'm going to shut up. Well, it looks like you're going in proof order from lowest proof to highest proof that you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Whenever you want us to start talking about these on our channels, you let us know. I know this. Whenever you, Vic or
Well,
or
this
Troy.
is getting recorded, but it's not published.
Got it.
So then, once we're ready to put it out, then I'm gonna release it. And I mean, right now, Patreons are my Patreons. Bubble Bath's Patreons. I think he posted it. And I mean, if whoever anybody else has them, you want your Patreons to look at it, you're welcome to post it.
Perfect.
But after that, it's once it's all said and done, and we're choosing one, and it's gonna be done with the store, then I'll publish it. We'll publish it, and then they could see the picking.
Cool.
And then we're gonna do that, put it out for our people, however you guys want to put it out.
Yeah, man. Maybe I'll have Patreon by that time. It's right there, man. I just gotta hit the button.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Nick, I was muted. Did you want us to go through all three of them and figure everything out before we talk?
I poured them all. I'm still on one.
I
don't
know
know. Yeah. How do you guys want to do it? I mean, we could go through a blind status and then pick which one
I
is the best
usually
that you
will
want.
nose taste and go through it all, when we do them with Mike, and then we don't say anything till after we kind of have an idea in our head.
Yeah.
I think we should do the same.
I think that's what Troy was saying. You don't say anything, take notes, and then you come back and you all.
Yeah. We do.
Then-
I mean, whatever works for you
Why?
guys, fine. We typically do. We'll taste one barrel, and then after we have our notes, we'll talk about that one before we go on to the next one. But
Oh, yeah.
48 in
that's
2
only 'cause
days.
we usually have 20 or more to taste. We're only tasting 3 here, so if you guys prefer to taste through all of them and then talk about all of them, whatever you want to do.
So are you guys buying these barrels at 4 years, and then or are you aging them yourselves?
We're age both. So some of our
Okay.
barrels, we bought at 4 years. Some we bought at 2.5, 3 years.
Are you doing any contract distilling through them?
No, not yet. MGP has very high volume requirements for their contract distilling,
Makes sense.
which one day maybe, but we're not at that volume requirement yet. But
Okay.
we're really
Take it down.
tight with that.
OH.
We're really
Go
tight.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
With a good supply from them. And then, like I said, we have other products coming in the future that, like the one coming in the fall, was distilled in Kentucky.
Ooh.
I'm looking at the labels again, and I can't tell from the label. Are these all single barrels or are they
Mhm.
blends?
No, they're blends. So,
Okay,
I'm
they
sorry.
are
So what we're tasting today are all single barrels
Okay.
Right.
of our extended cut, but everything in the actual bottles is our blends that we've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our batches are usually about 8 barrels. We've started to do some 10-barrel blends, but that's probably as big as we'll do.
Okay. So small batch.
Yes.
You got to use the small batch,
Yeah.
right? Bring
3
more
barrels,
people in.
1,000 barrels.
Small
It's all small batch.
batch. Yeah.
I know.
Just depends on what the bigger batch is, right? As long as it's smaller, it's a small batch.
Size is relative, right, Bobby?
I've never seen a large batch. Dang.
Yeah, right.
Dang.
Like that. Yeah, I wanted to
Sell
write on
big batch
our,
bourbon.
I wanted to write on our labels ultra small batch.
Yeah.
You can.
Nobody uses that, so I thought let's
That's
say
right.
because we
Ultra
are.
small.
And right now there is no regulation from the
That's
government.
right.
What
Micro
small
batch.
means.
Micro
I
batch.
imagine that will come soon. But yes, there are some very big brands of small batch out there that have thousands of barrels in there.
Yeah.
You guys have plans to distill your own stuff, or are you just gonna NDP the whole time, or?
We'd love to in the future. We made a very conscious and deliberate decision to start with the brand and not to spend millions of dollars building a distillery. Plus, in LA, to build a distillery here in LA, it's it's going to take 5 to 7 years because there's so much
Red tape.
oversight and red tape, and it's very expensive. I mean, you pretty much have to own the building or rent the building and own your stills and all your equipment while you're trying to get your license. And that can take 2-3 years. And anywhere along the way, you can be told no. And you've already invested all of that. So it's a you really got to be committed and have serious backing to do it. So we have, I know a lot, I've been to many, many, many distilleries and have made friends and good relationships, very tiny ones and very big ones. And so we have a huge number of distilleries to choose from in terms of contract distilling for us.
Cool.
Personally,
Do
I
you
would
have any
love to have a distillery one day.
Yeah. Do you have plans to do any like finished stuff, or
Yeah.
just
So,
bourbon?
yep. You'll see, not this year. I think next year. I got to double check, but you'll see if we put out one of like Moonlight Mayhem with a finish, it'll be called Moonlight Mayhem Remastered. So
Nice. Like that.
right, our high proof, our regular bourbons have a name like Moonlight Mayhem. Our cast strength is Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut. So if you see extended cut from us, it's like the extended cut of a movie, right? There's more proof.
Yeah. Like
Remastered is our finished series. So whenever we finish, you'll see
nice.
that.
You have themes for all the common terms. You got themes for them with the movie terms. I like it. That's cool. I like
So
it.
let me ask you. So all these that we have already with names, they already have a poster created, right?
They have a what?
A poster created of these, or
Yeah. So all of these fall under the Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut. So that's the purple poster over my shoulder.
Right.
Right. That's so these whatever you pick will be Moonlight Mayhem extended cut, and then you'll have, the sticker indicating that it's your store pick.
Because they all had their own name on the bottles, like Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery.
Yes.
Red Carpet.
Right.
And Cinnamon Monster.
Those are just we didn't want to talk about these as barrel number 8956732.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We gave them, these are all behind the scenes fun names, right? Because they're some of the they're not meant for public consumption necessarily. They're just so we can talk with folks like you about which barrel, and it's easier to remember.
I thought that was cool that they have a name instead of a number.
Yeah.
And we tried to name them a little bit to do with what we think is special about that particular barrel.
You name it, there's more attachment to, right? Like kids, you start naming your kids, you get attached. Even if they're numbers, Yeah.
Why my kids are 001, 002, 003. No attachment.
No attachment whatsoever, right?
None.
Yeah, they're cool names too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the whole theme. I'm really digging it.
Thank you. So our team is we're pretty small. It's myself. I've mentioned Charlie Flint. He's based in Atlanta. He's our VP of operations, but he's also my creative partner. So we write everything together. And then Kristen is our VP of sales. She's been in the industry for over 20 years.
I met her. Yeah.
She's fantastic. She's worked at Jefferson's and Gosling's and Clodoval and a bunch of other places. And then Daniel Clark is our VP of marketing. And Daniel has been in the spirits industry or consumer packaged goods marketing for over 20 years and spirits the last 10 years. He used to be at Pernod Ricard and ran their marketing for their craft spirits brands like Rabbit Hole and Jefferson's and TX and Smooth Ambler.
Oh, okay.
So we have our whiskey nerds, Charlie and I, and our industry veterans, Kristen and Daniel. And then we have one other partner, Steve, who acts as our CFO, and Steve, he's one of our investors as well, and he is a major whiskey guy, which is why he wants to get involved in this. And we lucked out with him. He's not just an investor, and he's not just a really cool guy, but he knows his whiskey really, really well. So much so that we asked him to join our blending team from the beginning. So he's a key member of our blending team as well.
Right on.
So how are we guys coming through the samples?
I'm done.
My mind is gone.
Damn, Bobby.
I'm not.
You're having trouble, Vic?
No. They're good.
No, I meant like you're having trouble because you don't know which one you like more.
Yeah.
I think one of them stands out quite a bit from the other two.
Well, I'm going on 3 right now. So.
Is this the first time drinking 3?
Yeah.
I thought we were just doing one at a time, so I just been like on one freaking trying to find more and more stuff about it. But okay.
Catch up, Stanley.
I need to stop drinking because
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, Tito's like me. Like.
So what part of California is everybody in?
OC.
I'm in OC like Vic.
Oh, there's 3 of us. Ed.
I'm in the real OC. I'm down in Huntington.
Shut up. I'm next door. Westminster.
I don't know if I'm in the Central Valley. If you know where Tracy is, but I'm working in the Bay Area, fire department in the Bay Area.
I'm in Sacramento.
Right.
Sacramento.
We're in Los Angeles.
LA, are you?
Playa del Rey.
Okay.
Raised in the Inland Empire, presently living in Covina.
Dude, don't start gangbanging, bro. We just want to know what you're doing. That's it, dude.
Spent the first 4 years of my life.
Yeah, he's throwing up gang signs and stuff, man. What the heck?
Stan Wagner, defensive end, Rancho Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
There you go.
Leave it at Mashville.
By the way, the reference to Cyborg that I was saying that Troy would explain later is that Troy wrote Cyborg 3. It was one of those things. the
Stanley,
film.
you've done your research because you've hit me with a couple of facts already.
That and he also I love the original Red Scorpion, and I didn't know there was a Red Scorpion 2, but now I got to go watch it.
All right. So when I came out to California, I was 22 years old, and I was working as an assistant / production assistant, associate producer at a trailer house that did trailers for the international film market. So, like, if you guys know the movie True Romance, we did the international trailer for True Romance and things like that. And we were doing the trailer for Cyborg 2, and we got tight with the producer, and he started talking about Cyborg 3. And my boss and I were both screenwriters. He had been a screenwriter for a long time, and I was aspiring. And they hired us to write the movie, and they gave us a whole week and a half to do it.
Wow.
So
It's like Ed Wood level of
late
writing
nights.
time.
Right. The good news is it's never been my proudest moment, but now that all of my whiskeys feature a B movie, I can lean into it and say, hey, we were writing a B movie, because it is a good movie. The first Cyborg movie had Van Damme, right? And the second one had Angelina Jolie before she was anybody. And then,
Right.
the third one had Christina Haji from Head of the Class. I don't know if you guys remember that sitcom. And I can't remember his name from Gremlins, from the original Gremlins. Oh, the name is
Mashville. No, Mashville.
Zach Galligan.
Yes, thank you. And then and Malcolm McDowell was in Cyborg 3.
Oh,
Yeah, the story I tell about Red Scorpion 2, because it was the same producers basically, but Red Scorpion 2, I was home one night. My late uncle called me. This is probably in late 90s, maybe early 2000s, and he called me and he said, "Hey, Troy, I couldn't sleep last night, so I was flipping through the channels, and this movie comes on, and I start watching it for a minute. And this is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. This is so bad." He goes, "It's so bad I can't take my eyes off of it." And so I watch it to the end, and then the credits start rolling, and I see my last name in the credit because my nephew wrote this.
Oh no.
Yep.
Love it.
So I encourage you to please not watch those movies.
Too late. Too late.
it's already in the queue.
Watch it with some whiskey, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
But those movies served me well for a lot of reasons,
Yeah.
besides getting paid and getting me experience in the business and a lot of relationships. When I went to college, I was pre-med. I was going to be a doctor, and I decided, like, in my sophomore year, I was on my millionth fruit fly lab, and I'd had enough, and I was like, and I was a creative writing minor, and I decided to just flip it and become a creative writing major, which I did. And when I went home and told my dad, he said, "Well, you don't have to be a doctor. There's plenty of other things you can do. You can be a lawyer or an accountant." Right? So I have a Jewish dad.
Plenty of
Yeah,
others.
doctor, lawyer,
Two
accountant.
more.
And I said, no, I'm going to be a writer. And he goes, "You're going to be a bum?" I said, "No, I'm going to be a writer." And he loved me, but he gave me a hard time. So 3 years later, that my movie has a full-page ad in Variety with my name on it as a writer and everything. Till the day he died, he kept that on his coffee table.
Aw.
So, if nothing else, it got my dad to be impressed.
Sweet.
That's cool. See here.
Are you guys done or no? You guys
Yeah,
need
I'm
more
done.
time?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm ready for discussion time.
Yeah, I've got half a sip left of each one.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be gone soon.
I double blind mine, so I have no friggin' clue what I'm tasting.
What?
I did. I just poured them in glasses,
Yeah.
like A, B, and C, but I don't know what the names were on the jars. I kept my hand over it. and then
Okay,
I poured
but,
it in
but
the
you know which
glasses.
bottle goes into each one.
Yeah, I do know which one goes to what. I just don't know the name of the bottle that I poured it in to the
Yeah, that's fair.
corresponding cup, and then I spun it
cool.
around.
It's okay. From what Troy was kind of saying, I don't think even though it's got flavor in the titles. I don't think that has anything to do with what's in the thing. I think they just came up with fun titles. Or does the name?
We tried to have the name. In some cases it does, in some cases it doesn't. But there are tasting notes associated with each one. I don't know if you guys got the flyer,
especially that one that really stands out.
So there are tasting notes, but
Bobby, you said one of them really stands out.
Yeah, and as I say that, that's not the one I picked first, but there is one that really stands out.
Yeah, there is one that stands out. I kind of like that one the best, but I think
Me too. I think I know which one you're talking about.
I think I do too, but I'm saying nothing.
All right, well, I'll be muting on and off because I have a guy banging on a car over here, a family playing in the backyard over here, and I'm sure in about 15 minutes, a freaking Chihuahua and a freaking whatever the hell that other thing is.
Nashville. That's the soundtrack for this movie right here.
Well, it's summer. It's summer, so all the kids and stuff are home. So usually, like by now, during the school year, even on Friday night, they're kind of like winding down already at 8 o'clock or so. So, but not now. They'll be up till like freaking
that endless summer
party.
Covina.
Yeah, endless summer Covina. That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm ready to talk about it. I really wish I didn't have a cold, but I did everything today. I like Vicks vapor rub up my nose, freaking everything, just to try to
whatever you could.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Clear it all out. But I do think I know what I would like.
Funny that you mentioned Endless Summer because the label for Moonlight Mayhem, which I don't have a poster.
Just looking at it.
we actually we were looking at the Endless Summer poster and we used the color scheme, that red, yellow kind of look. That was part of the inspiration for that because we wanted to have a little bit of a California feel to it.
Those bottles got a lot of detail, even without the label. Those bottles are nice.
Yeah. So that the idea, the bottle.
Did you run into issues with the glass shortage?
Yes, but it actually paid off for us because when we first started, we were going to do a stock bottle. And when we started talking to bottle suppliers, they said, well, there's no such thing as a stock bottle because nothing's in stock. There are standard bottles that you can order and have a year from now, right? And we weren't getting that many bottles to start, maybe 40 or 50,000 bottles. But they said, no, a year. So we started talking to custom bottle companies. And they're like, yeah, it'll take 8 to 10 months. Like, let's do that, right? And it's really, the truth is, it's not much more expensive to do. It's just more the creating the mold and the design. That's where the expense comes in.
It looks like a trophy, like an award show. It could be implanted from just the movie theme thing, but it very much looks so with the detail on the bottom with the lines that cut all the way around it, almost like an old reel that would spin around.
Right. So you're talking
like
about
an theater type of.
These are meant to be like film cells, and it's meant to evoke like a kinetoscope, the original Edison, with the whole circle.
And it came through because that's exactly what I saw there. So,
and then the closure is sort of a combination between a film can and a film reel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right?
like
sure,
that.
I can't see the top of the cork, so I like it.
And then we've got film.
There we go.
Here we go. Okay.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, right on.
And then Filmland is embossed down the back here,
Like an old theater type of. Top
yeah.
and
So
bottom.
the idea for the bottle is it's an Art Deco style bottle. And when, especially in LA, when you go to the old Art Deco theaters like the El Capitan or in Westwood, a bunch of them, the proscenium has that Art Deco style. It's really ornate and fancy and cool and sort of elevated, and it surrounds the star, which is the movie, right? So for us, our bottle is meant to be like the proscenium that surrounds our star, which is the poster and the liquid. So that kind of we try and sort of take a film approach to kind of everything that we do.
That bottle just looks like it'd be a cool infinity bottle when someone's done, just that shape.
Will there be a Robot of the Rise extended, or Rise of the Robots extended cut? Because the cast strength Rise kind of like that's why.
I don't know if
95.5 at cast strength is amazing.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but I guess I am in charge, so I can tell you yes, there will be, and it will be here in September. just finished the label, and
Nice.
in fact, when I'm done here, I have to taste a couple of samples for that. So,
Right on, man.
So
Nice.
I
We
like the
blend-
price point on your bottles, the $54.99 to $79.99 on the website and stuff. You said you're doing 10 barrels. Like when you do like the blend and stuff, it says 10 barrels.
8 barrels, 8 to 10.
8 to
the
10
current,
barrels.
the current bottles all came out of 8-barrel batches.
So if you're getting rather full barrels, you're looking at 250 per barrel times. You're looking at 2,500, between 2,000 and 2,500 bottles total, and you're expanding your market. So does that mean that because now you're going to have these small batches, that the price is going to start elevating at all? Or I mean, is that what we're?
No. So look, prices are different in different states because mostly because taxes are different. There's different shipping costs and that kind of thing. But so we're not, as the supplier, we're not allowed to set the price except on our own website. Right. We give a suggested, that's why it's SRP, suggested retail price, but the distributor determines it with the individual stores, and then the stores decide what they're going to sell it for. Some stores work on fixed margins, some it's variable, that kind of thing. But no, we don't right now, unless inflation goes crazy again. We have no intention of changing the prices. We built our COGS and our pricing knowing that we were going to do 8 to 10 barrel batches, and we just have to do, as we grow, we'll do blends more often. That's all. We're designed.
That pricing puts you right in with like competitors, like to where it's not like someone's going to throw it out because of the price. It puts it right in that ballpark.
Right.
You're sticking with this bottle. It sounds like, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're not going down to this 700 milliliter European crap, charging the same price.
I think that's more the big distilleries that are trying to make SKUs.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The bottle's beautiful, by the way. So
we had somebody tell us to do that, and I was like, I don't want to cheat people, because when you walk into that store and you grab something, you expect it's $7.50.
Yeah.
And just because we're allowed to put it in 700s, and you can't tell the difference in bottle, there are 750s that look like there's no way that's 750 milliliters of liquid, and it is.
I still think one of the coolest things would be, and you might be able to speak on the legalities of it, would be something like if you did the Moonlight Mayhem and how things are going to a 700 milliliter bottle, having it at whatever proof that you guys decided on, and then throw a little airplane bottle, 50 milliliter one hanging from the neck at Castrine so people can play with and find what they think is the best proof point for it.
Right.
And then you still have your 750 milliliter bottle. But I don't know if there's legally if that can be done or not, or just what.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why the store can't sell it as there are gift boxes that have different things inside them. So it's
true.
Right. Each product has to have its own label, and the proof has to be on that product. So it's not.
Right.
Yeah, that would technically be labeled. We've talked about 50 mils, but haven't really cracked how we would do it because the label is so much part of the experience.
Yeah.
There's no way to get that information. Basically, it would be the title and a giant QR code to go find it.
Be a short
instead
of a full-length movie.
Right. But look, we're just getting started, so we're good with the 750s, and we've so much. Our mission now is to get as many people as possible to become aware of the brand, and hopefully get them interested enough to try it. And then once they try it, we know they're going to come back because we know what's in there is very good.
So you guys are good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on you guys.
Me too.
Yeah, I got you, Bobby.
I've been waiting for a couple days though.
What's a couple more minutes then?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm just at work. I'm getting paid for this, guys.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like we could go through one by one if you want. Talk over and see what you guys think of them.
You want to start with Charlie and the
What? Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery.
Troy,
All these are 4 year. I mean, char 4.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Same mash bill, same char. pretty much the same age. I think one of them might be a little bit older, but I'm not even sure if that's the one you guys are tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Stanley.
Is it just me, or is Nate freaking the quietest you've ever actually heard of on any freaking anything ever?
He's the kid in the back of the class.
I was at a trash rock concert last night. I did not sleep very much, so I'm struggling.
Maybe you can't hear us then.
That's
Is this thing on?
So, what are your thoughts on Charlie?
I got
Go
a
ahead.
tinge of I did get this like sensation of chocolate. I don't know necessarily if it's very much the flavor, but maybe the texture of it. So I did get a little bit of the influence of the title on it, but I get almost like fruity chocolate, almost like. Do you guys remember Brock's candy mix?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we share, I got I did get the chocolate, but it's more of like smelling it. I smelled like a little bit like almost like a lint type, like a lint dark chocolate, something. And then when I
the brand name,
the brand lint, yeah. But then when I tasted it, it was like really like it was very heavy on the cacao, so it's like a 95 dark. So it's got a kind of a little bit of a bitterness to it. It's not like super bitter, just slightly bitter. I'll tell you one thing. When I checked the legs on this thing, and then I set the glass down, I went back to like 3 or 4 minutes later, and it was still stuck halfway up the glass.
It's coating.
That's why it's chocolate. It's that
these are definitely
the viscosity of it.
Yeah,
it's thick with 3 C's.
And that one definitely had a nose that pulls you in way above the other two, and it had a finish that just kept going.
Yeah,
there was a certain sharpness in like the front palate, but it quickly subsided and it lingered forever. Like after sipping that, after a while, I got like not annoyed, but like I wanted to move on, and I had to rinse my mouth out to try and be able to move on.
Yep.
And I didn't get that sensation from either of the other two personally.
And this one is a crushable whiskey.
Yeah, I got a lot of
crushable.
Like you guys are saying.
It's funny you say that, Big.
Nice and thick. I got
Like,
almost
dude,
you could grit, like a charred grit. I got from that little bit
I
of.
completely forgot these were cast strength. I was looking at the bottles and stuff on the website and stuff, and you're right. Like, oh yeah, it is cast strength, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
I did get some like sweet
116.
tobacco.
It doesn't drink
type of stuff in there as well.
And that little sharpness isn't a bad thing. I think this would hold up to a Piper cigar. Fantastic.
Right.
That's where I would throw this. This would be.
I don't know. Should I try it with the cigarette?
Cigar blend cut type of stuff.
I don't know about a cigarette.
No, it
fire up a pipe
doesn't.
and-
Doesn't work, Vic. My brother just started up the pellet griller, and I just got hit in the face with.
He's trying to combat your cold, I guess. He's trying to help you
Well,
out.
it's went right straight through my freaking nostrils and my cold and smacked me in the back.
We can see the fucking clouds.
Yeah. So before that happened, when I smelled it and stuff, that original chocolate that I got on the lint thing, it actually is more of like almost a. I don't know if anybody remembers those fruit like the fruit Tootsie Rolls that had like they still had that Tootsie Roll kind of chocolate smell to them, but they had that like little fruit like strawberry or orange or whatever.
Vanilla,
like,
orange.
No, that's what I kind of got when I smelt it. Went back and smelt it again, but the chocolate's definitely there. It's good. It's good. I mean, it's good. I like it a lot. I've already eliminated one of them completely out of the running, but
same.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Bubble Bath, what do you think about that first one?
What do you know? What do you think?
I think the first one's really good. I just the palette and the finish just is not as there's not as much going on as the other ones. I don't think.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, number 2. Sounds like.
Yep. Let's go on to number 2, or red carpet.
That red carpet, to me, it was the one I was stuck on. It had something that keep bringing me back, velvety. Okay, I got a little, just a tad of a young note on it, but not too much that it was gonna change my thinking on it. But I'm debating on those two actually.
Okay, so yeah, with the thing was is that on the red carpet was that it in the description it says cherry, and that's what it is. It's cherry cough syrup. To me,
I don't get cherry.
I get the like this. There's a not say medicinal, but it's just got like that Luden's cherry cough drop type. To me, at least. But then again, like I said, I have a cold and everything else.
That's your
the only thing was
Look, stop
the,
eating Hall
right now.
and trying to sip on the whiskey, bro.
But the thing is that freaking compared to the first sample, this one, when I sniffed it to begin with, the first one I got a little bit of ethanol on, so it kind of told me, hey, you're drinking freaking Bert. This one, when you sniffed it, it was kind of flat.
Easy. Yeah.
Agreed.
I was gonna say it was easier. But
it was easier, but
it
does smell. To me, it just was a little
it was just
flattened
easier.
out on the.
It hit the palate awesome, but then it just disappeared.
I got.
And yeah, it doesn't have. It's both the
Didn't
first
linger
one.
like the first one.
I agree with Nate on the first one. Is that the palate's? It goes just so far. It gets to like 75%, and then doesn't finish off the back end. And the second one doesn't quite make it to that point. The finish dies off a little too early.
I had to cleanse my palate a couple times after doing the Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery before I would do anything else, which I enjoyed that. The next one, the red carpet, was the flavors were good, but they were a little bit muted to me. They wasn't as much going on as the Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery for me. It didn't hang around as much. It didn't finish as well to me. Mm-hmm. It's still good, but it wasn't as you can tell. I'm the red carpet isn't my number one,
and then after the credits, there wasn't much meat to the film.
Well done, Tina. Well done.
It's not. It doesn't stand up to the other one at least.
Yeah.
See, to me, that one would be like a daily sipper.
Yeah,
something that has a little bit of more kick, but not as much that's gonna put you on your ass every day.
Yeah,
but it's just one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got kind of like a spicy nuts with a slight floral finish. And you can almost kind of smell like a dustiness in the mid palate. You can smell like a slight dustiness, and that comes across on my palate as nuts, like roasted nuts, with like a little, not quite the shell actually. Yeah, like it's not super peanutty, so maybe more of a shell, like but spicy, like almost not distinguishable like cinnamon or pepper, but you can tell there's a spiciness there. It's interesting. And then it's this floral finish that is not as predominant in the finish as like the finish of the chocolate one first. So
and for some reason to me the red carpet is a little bit sweeter than the Charlie's.
It is.
That's interesting. I get spicy.
When I first
I got a little spice on it too.
On the front. It tastes like it's really like maybe cinnamon coated nuts, almost something like that.
What were you saying, Bubba?
The red carpet, like when I first nosed through them all, it came across as the sweetest one. It had like a bunch of like candy brittle going on.
Yeah.
And I thought it had the best nose, but now that it's getting a little lower, I don't know. It like kind of disappeared.
It's losing some, right? As the more it's
that happens when you drink it all.
Yeah.
The nose and
drink it faster.
Live up to the palate on that one. Like the palate shone through, but the nose and the finish weren't there.
Well, yeah. So the thing is that what I'm thinking about with the red carpet, and that's why it was the one sorry to say, I'm going to say it. That's the one I eliminated. Was because when it put it in the glass, it was already a little flat when I first smelled it. When I went back later, you couldn't get any. You really didn't get anything on it after it opened up a little bit, and I'm just afraid that that's what would happen in the bottle. Even though it starts to open up, it'll start to lose a little bit. rather than sometimes with when you let a bottle open up, it gains something. I just don't know that one's gonna hold up over an entire bottle, and to me at least.
Fair.
Are these still in the barrel, or are these been like dumped and toted or
Oh, they're
bottled or anything?
still in the barrel.
They're still in.
Do you know how?
And this was
After-
poured
after-
in January, you said?
This was poured in January, yeah. So
These are very different now than they were.
Because I go back and taste some of them again. They're not that different. I don't know if I've tasted all three of these. I know I've tasted Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery again from the barrel. Not that different. I mean, yes, they crossed over from 4 years to 5 years threshold. Proof will probably come down a little bit over the course of that amount of time. As we've noticed, definitely the proof will start to drop a little bit.
Okay.
And are we allowed to know the mash bills of each the three of these? I mean,
75, 21, 4.
It's the same mash bill. It's a 75.
Is this the same mash bill? Okay, so
yeah. There was an amazing people always say that. Well, what are you doing blending? They're all the same. Like, no way. There is such a different. Every barrel we taste, there's something different going on.
Yeah, because I'm like, if they're same mash bill, they're the same amount of years, but the proof is different. I'm like, I'm trying to get why they're so different, because they are all three very different.
They could have been stored in different warehouses. MGP has Kentucky warehouses, Kansas warehouse, Indiana warehouse, so they could have been stored in very different conditions. These barrels all have been in Kentucky now a while, and so that would have affected them differently. Different places.
Out of curiosity, what made you go with the 21 versus the 36? It seems like a lot of people now are kind of jumping on that 36 band, like train type thing.
When we were tasting the first set of samples that we got from MGP, it was already a couple of years ago. We just, as a team, we all just favored the 21. And I'm as much, if not more, a rye guy than a bourbon guy. And I love bourbon, I really do. But I love rye. And so you'd think, oh, I want more. But I'm also like our Moonlight Mayhem. We made that. Look, we know that our labels are going to probably attract some newer bourbon drinkers. So we wanted to make something that would be, palatable and pleasing and accessible to those kind of people, but also have enough complexity that, that seasoned drinkers would enjoy it. I think we did it. And that Moonlight Mayhem just won a double gold at San Francisco this year. So I think we really knocked that out of the park. Moonlight Mayhem Extended Cut, the purple one, which is essentially cast strength, that we made for us, right? That we made for you guys and for us, people who are seasoned drinkers who really like a high proof, kind of whiskey. So we settled on the 21 because we wanted to be efficient with our purchasing. We wanted, so rather than buy a bunch of 36 and 21, it was more cost efficient to buy all the 21s. And we liked it. We really liked it. And I'm glad we made that decision. Now, that's not to say we won't use the 36 or even the wheat or, the MGP's got a lot of great choices. Yeah. We've tasted everything that they make, either, for over the years in everybody else's bottles, but, we've tasted for our selections, everything that they make.
Because in my head, always that 21, I'm always like, it's not the 36. And then when I go and drink it, it's always like, it's like the forgotten younger child type thing where it's like, no, this is good on its own. And it's different, but it's just as good.
Right. Hey,
it's okay, Tito. You can say redheaded stepchild. It's fine.
Yeah, I was going. It's funny. And I looked up and I'm like, maybe I'll hold off on that one. We'll go with younger sibling.
With the two of us on screen, that would have worked out for you, Tito.
Just real quick, Troy, all the time.
Too bad you guys couldn't do a bottled in bond. Then you could call it the day the proof stood still.
We throw around a lot of titles like that, but our titles, we want to make sure they're not parodies, right? They're not satire. It's all original stuff. Not to mention the trademark issues. I'm a whiskey nerd, but I've also become now a trademark nerd.
Yeah.
So I do all of our trademark research and trademarking and everything myself.
That sounds fun.
So, yeah. Very good.
Then you drink more doing that.
Yeah, I know. I said we're a small company, so we do. Everybody does a little bit of everything. But
You get the proof high enough, you can label it gone in 60 seconds.
I'm curious in your Moonlight Mayhem, what's the rye content?
21.
21.
Oh, that's what. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that's what we're talking about. Like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's 21%. Which funny. A few years ago, 21% would be considered high rye bourbon.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Still kind of is, relatively speaking, but it's not 36%. I get that.
Nope.
All right. So, what do you guys think on that cinnamon monster?
Is that the third one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
third one. To
I think
me,
it's-
it was peppery. Like it had a peppery finish on, like a hug on the bag.
Oh.
But it was more. I'm thinking more. It was like more proof than pepper on it.
I thought it was a unique and strange wood note, like almost like this. There's a wood that's a perfume that you light for incense. It reminds me of that on the finish. It's very perfumed wood on the finish.
Like a saddlewood type thing?
Like a saddlewood.
Or sandalwood?
No, it's I think it's Brazilian or something. It's not Amburana either.
I was gonna say it's Alvarado.
It's
Oh,
Wait, but if you've ever smelled this wood, it's very distinct. It's very perfumed, and it just there's just some weird correlation in my mind to that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
get it.
anybody's going to agree with me, but I think of the three, it's not. It's got the spice, but I also think it's the sweetest of the three. It has some sort of, to me, it just has some sort of weird artificial sweetness to it, along with the spice.
I perceive that as like almost like a perfume.
Mm.
It's called Palo Santo wood.
Oh, Palo
Okay,
Santo.
I know
Oh
it.
God.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I forgot. How could I not have known that?
I don't know, but you know how
Come
strong.
on, Stanley.
All right, he's out of here. All right.
All right. He should have thought of
And
that.
fruity.
That's his own bad.
That's what it reminds me
Think
of.
about
I think because it's sweet, it's woody, it's perfumey, and
Yeah.
so it just automatically triggers that for some reason.
To me, I think it would be fine if it wasn't sitting next to the other two. I feel like the nose and the finish fell well short of Charlie, and the palate fell short of the red carpet. So like it didn't have an area where it could shine in this flight.
Yeah, whether it was subliminal or not, I got a lot of cinnamon. It was like an actual cinnamon stick. If you were to put a cinnamon stick in your mouth, you get that. I think that's where you're coming up with the woody part.
With the woody part, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot. It was of the three. This one, of the names, this one was like, it was cinnamon for sure. This is the one that stood out to me as, that's in the name. It's cinnamon in there. And like I said, not like I don't dislike any of them, but that's the one that stood out. But that's not the one I liked the best.
Yeah,
Same.
it's so thin compared to the others.
It was.
Like,
And that's the proof.
legs don't exist.
yeah.
Nate, what is your thoughts on the third?
I thought the third one was the best one.
I knew it.
I love
it's
it.
got that.
I love it.
It's like a cinnamon
Toast
stick.
crunch. Right.
It's a cinnamon stick that you left in your saddlebags for like a week.
Yep.
And I love it. I'm in. I'm all for it.
So you're talking about like some leather in there too.
Yeah.
Okay. To me,
Yeah,
just back
the
up.
oak notes on this are my jam. I love it.
Ed, what do you got to say?
Well, like I said, I don't know which one I'm drinking of which, but I know
You reveal it to yourself?
I know what I have.
Did you write it down somewhere?
You quadruple
No.
blind.
I know what I have it written down. I just like right here in
Oh,
front
look
of
at it.
Well, you gotta know. You
You
gotta
should probably
contribute.
reveal it to yourself now.
me. The one
Yeah.
I did. So I liked all of them. The third one, I don't even know what the hell that is. Third one was the red carpet, so that one came in last for me.
Oh,
Not
interesting.
knowing what that was. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I liked them all, but yeah, that one came off real bitter at the end to me. I don't know why. It seems a little different than everybody else, but it just came off the most bitter. The second one, which
Let's see that.
I don't know, this one for whatever reason I couldn't get a bread. I kept getting a bread smell off of that. I couldn't shake it. It wouldn't like after I drank the most of it. There's hardly anything left because I wanted to keep going back.
You hungry?
That one. What was that one? That one. That was the cinnamon one. That came in second. But it was okay. It was mellow. So not knowing what I was drinking or whatever, it kind of fall in line with the rest of you is the chocolate one seems to, that's the last one left. That one's the one that came in first for me. And it came off sweet.
Yeah.
I like the, it wasn't too overly powerful. Like none of these, I'm still working my way up in proof, but none of these tasted real proofy at all. But this one was the one that went down the easiest, had the most pleasant taste, real sweet off the front. And the finish was there. The finish was pleasant. I mean, you still tasted it after a couple of minutes to me, and it was still a pleasant taste. And so that's kind of what won it out. So that obviously is the Chocolate Factory one.
Yeah. So for me, a nose and mouth combo, I like to go give it a nose score and a palate score, and I kind of mesh them together. And the Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery comes out on top for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you drink the Charlie and Chocolate Distillery and then jump to the Cinnamon Saddle, you get this dark powder cocoa. Do it.
I would, but
You drank it.
Pretty much everything. I'm down to like freaking vapor.
That's the issue when they're all actually good. They tend to
It
go
is. It's tricky, yeah.
Well, the one thing I can honestly say is that all of us here own multiple bottles of MGP products.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that all three of these are MGPs.
But, they compete with other 21.
But they're totally different of whatever I had on other MGPs.
There's something different about each one of them that puts them in their own like category. But there's a thing about MGP in general that I pick up on each of them. I don't know what the exact way of describing it is, but there's something about each of them that's kind of the same. But it's the differences with the chocolate, the chocolate to me, the cherry cough syrup on the second one, and then the Cinnamon Monster. I went back and tasted it. I have to say that Cinnamon Monster had actually started to kind of grabbed onto me a little bit more, but
it's got a uniqueness to it for sure.
Yeah.
I'm eliminating Red Carpet completely.
I agree. I think it had the best front
That's
palate.
my number 3.
And then,
but I think it was boring compared to the other two. So I agree.
barely edging out the Cinnamon Monster is going to be the Charlie and the Chocolate.
That's my order as well. I got Charlie number 1, Cinnamon number 2, and Red Carpet number 3. That's the order I've got them in.
That's where I'm at
for 3 days now.
sorry, Nate.
I want to
jump
on. So Nate,
I couldn't quite
reassuring for me.
So Nate, you're going with Cinnamon Monster, right? That's your number 1.
Yeah, then the Chocolate Factory second.
Okay.
Then that's 2. Okay. Then Ed, you went with Charlie 1, Cinnamon 2, or Red Carpet?
Yeah, same thing as Bobby and
Tito. And then Tito.
Yeah. The Charlie was up at number 1 quite a bit. And then the Cinnamon barely edged out the Red Carpet, but they were both significantly lower.
Fancies?
Charlie 1, Red Carpet 2, Cinnamon 3.
Mashville? Who cares?
I'm on board with I'm sorry, Fancies. I'm on board with everybody else, but the Fancies are. One is Charlie, except for and Nate. But 1 is Charlie, 2 is Cinnamon Monster, and the Red Carpet is 3. But like I said, they're all good. It's just going back to it, the chocolate one does just freaking stand out blatantly.
Yeah,
immediately.
Fancies, you said Charlie first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you talking about, man?
It's because
he had 2 and 3 switched.
Yeah,
but if we're picking one barrel, 2 and 3 don't matter.
Yeah.
I bet you I would have liked the cinnamon one. Just saying.
No, you wouldn't.
Just saying.
We still would have lost even if you did. So.
Yeah, but Chris, So
do you have more details about all these barrels? You said you had ages on them all, right?
Yes, they're all. I think everything. Only Red Carpet might be slightly older.
That's the older one.
Yeah,
and that's the one that has the
I have to check
dusty
the age
note.
on it. I have to check the age on it, but
the
the other two turned 5 in April.
Oh, cool.
Wow, I like that.
Also, like not
You know-
having the ages on it, like when we were
When you're tasting it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's one factor, but it's
Not the decider.
it's what's in the glass that matters.
Yeah, it's nice not having those specific things that start making your brain think, oh, it's older. You know, or, you know, it's got to be better. Or
It's like
not even knowing the charge statement.
They give you
before.
those years right on them.
Yeah.
Doesn't always follow suit
No.
at all.
This is
And
my
the funny part is that Charlie is the lowest proof
Yeah, but
that is. I know.
of the three.
Yeah, but we're talking within
one proof.
Yeah, yeah.
One proof.
One proof.
Yeah, but
But
just
it is.
like
Half a proof of the red carpet, but
Yeah, I know, but like
it's crazy
the lowest is
but proof
1.1.
itself isn't even
Right.
just like age isn't.
But it's not even that. It's basically the age in the barrel where they're aged.
Well,
But
I mean,
it's
just
crazy.
like-
I mean, like
Could be the
I'm happy with that. The wood, yeah.
Oh yeah.
the barrel.
The
You know-
barrel, yeah, the
Is
barrel.
that
Were these all
cinnamon
4 year or
well, there's
were these all purchased in 4 years or?
No. Actually, I would have to check. That I don't have.
Okay.
But that I would-
Yours are stored like you're renting storage space, right? So they're just stored at the same spot they are when you buy them versus after you buy them, right? Or are you taking in all the barrels?
No, we move a truckload of barrels at a time from MGP to our bottling facility in Kentucky. And so they've been sitting, these barrels have been sitting in Kentucky. Some of them have been there since October of 21.
Mhm,
Some of them have been there since August of 22.
mhm.
So you have your own storage and bottling facility, or are you?
It's a contract bottling facility that we use.
Okay.
So, but we go there, we blend there. Sometimes we blend offsite as well. We blend there, and then we go there every time we bottle.
Okay.
So we're very hands-on involved, and they're great people.
That's awesome.
All right, so I guess Charlie is the one. The winner, chicken
wait.
dinner.
What was your
Troy didn't pick his favorites.
Charlie.
We didn't hear Richie Z. We didn't hear Richie Z's either.
Richie picked red carpet,
Okay.
and Bobby picked Charlie.
No, but what was Richie's second and third?
Richie's second and third were. Second was Charlie, and
Okay.
third was Cinnamon.
Okay, so there's not going to be somebody upset. Thank God.
No,
I'm
Nate
very
will be
upset.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Nate, look,
I mean, yeah,
Nate's always upset. So
No, the Charlie and the chocolate that
It's your number two,
is very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
they're
I'm happy
some
about
of them were
that.
close, especially at the end.
And it is going to be a little bit older, like you said before the bottling. It's going to be 6 months, approximately 6 months older. It might be that might be the thing that knocks the finish over the edge. You know what I mean? On that particular one. So
Yeah.
and they were all good because they're all empty. But
Yeah, right.
Troy,
Yes.
what did you think?
Oh, that's like asking me to pick my favorite child.
Yeah.
You already said
that's
that you
easy to
already
do.
picked
Which
one.
I have a favorite child. I just can't tell you who it is. Right?
Fair enough.
No. I love
It changes day to day.
I don't have a favorite per se, but I will tell you this: Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery is the closest to what we achieve when we blend. So what's in the Moonlight Mayhem extended cut bottle with the purple label,
Mm-hmm.
the close, and it's still different, but the closest to it is Charlie and the Chocolate Distillery. So I am partial to that because we have a flavor profile we shoot for.
Okay.
Okay.
This what's in the bottle has a little more cherry to it than Charlie and Chocolate Distillery, but we just did another blend of extended cut
Like that.
last week, and it tastes a lot more like Charlie and Chocolate Distillery. So that'll probably won't be in stores till the end of the year. But so I do lean towards that one as well based on this. But it's all like Cinnamon Monster. Sometimes I just love a really spicy bourbon, and that one does it for me. right? It's amazing though. If I keep looking down because I have my notes in front of me from when we tasted these, and you guys hit like this is so fascinating for me because I don't get to taste with like this in a deep, long, slow, methodical way with anybody but my team, right? And we're kind of getting to know each other already.
Yeah, right.
In terms of I know what he's going to taste in this or whatever, but it's fascinating of my notes here how many I heard, in this conversation. Cool. Like, and I don't think I've heard anything that contradicted anything I had here. Like, definitely, Red Carpet had a much shorter finish, right? That Charlie and Chalk Distillery had a much longer finish. Somebody was talking about. There was some point somebody was trying to figure out what I think it was Whiskey Fancies trying to figure out what something was, and I didn't want to say it out loud, but I'm like, oh, it's baking spices. You were like, it's not cinnamon, but it's not pepper. It's not it's that, sort of allspice. It's sort of a combo of egg and cardamom, just kind of together. That was what I got off on the tongue for Red Carpet. I think of all of them, Cinnamon Monster for me on the nose smells the most like a classic, corn caramel kind of bourbon. Right. That's what I don't know if I heard it, but then it goes, the cinnamon is just so overwhelming. That's all I get, on the finish.
Yeah.
But and I thought Red Carpet did have I heard this from a few of you guys. When you first got a whiff of it, it was very sweet.
Yeah.
But it does go away. Like on the second or third, it's not as sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't linger.
Right.
It mellows out. So Christine, what was her favorite? Do you know what Christine's favorite was, Troy?
Oh, Kristen's favorite?
Right, Kristen.
Yeah, no. Of the three, I don't have that.
Yeah, because she texted me. She was like, one of these is my favorite. I'm like, alrighty. Let's see if we hit the right one.
Maybe she didn't tell me on purpose, so I wouldn't be.
Maybe.
But I don't know which one, and I'm not going to text you.
Hey Troy, when I was asking you the rye content earlier, I was actually asking about your Rise of the Robots, not the what's your rye
I'm sorry.
content
That's 95%. It's 95.
Oh, all right.
855.
95.5.
Yep.
Okay.
95% rye, 5% malted barley.
Cool. Right on.
If MGP made 100% rye, I probably would have gotten that.
Okay.
That 95.5 though is. It's pretty damn good.
we love that, and Charlie and I are both very big fans of minty ryes. We love a really minty rye, and in fact, when we tasted all those barrels, we also have this thing. This is like a bourbon nerd thing, but when he and I see a dirty barrel, like a lot of char on the outside, a lot of clearly caramelized on the outside, we just assume it's going to be great. It isn't always. There's no science behind it. It's all pure superstition. So we were tasting our barrels. This is back in November of 21, and we didn't talk about it, but we both saw this dirty barrel of rye, and then when we got into tasting, we had made note of the barrel number, and we were like, oh yeah, this one's going to be good, and it was a mint bomb. It was so minty. We said, that's it. We're putting that aside. One day maybe we'll do single barrel rye. We're putting it aside. That's going to be great. And we're doing the rye blend for the first batch of Rise of the Robots, and we're tasting, and we're like looking at each other going, it just needs to be a little mintier. And we're like, we'll use that mint barrel. Like, no, we don't want to sacrifice that one. Let's just do this. Let's just blend it in to the test blend and see what it does. And when we blended it in, it made the rye perfect. And we're like, all right, so we sacrificed dirty, minty barrel.
So it's not there anymore.
It's not going to be available as a single barrel, but it is in the bottle right now.
There you go.
All right.
Nice.
So you're a rye guy. You're a rye guy, and you like 100% rye. You're in California. You had to have had Corbin Cash 1917% rye. I want to know what you got to get it. You can get it. It's in California. I want to know what you think about it. And I need to get this rye because it sounds delicious.
Corbin Cash, that's what it's called.
Corbin
yes,
Cash.
It's in Atwater. It's a distillery, farm to bottle in Atwater. Incredible. It's. I haven't had your rye, but it's my favorite. Everybody here probably knows it's my favorite rye on this planet.
Is it available in LA?
Yep.
You know?
They should be.
Yeah,
You guys,
it's so.
they distribute all over California.
A&L Wines has a pick, I think, but 1917, some little stores, mom and pops might have that still on the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 123
Their
proof.
picks are all over the place as far as flavor profiles. But even their regular one with like that ribbed
The
or
French
textured
bottle?
bottle,
Oh, the
they
90.
have,
The
even
90.
that is
Mhm.
fantastic for what
It
it
is.
is.
That's one of my
And
favorites.
they're all 100%.
I don't know where.
Yeah.
Their 6-year single barrel is 132 proof. Their 8-year single barrel is 136 proof. But they don't drink that hot. There's so much flavor just
Nice.
blowing my freaking palate up. I'm curious to what you do this, so I'm curious to see or hear what you think about it.
I'll have to try it. I haven't tried it. I haven't had it before.
Meanwhile, like I said, I got to order one of these and get this because it sounds delicious. The Rise of the Robots.
So how?
I mentioned KNL. We're actually in KNL.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, good.
So
I
just
saw
real
them
quick,
there on Sunday.
The bottle or the
Filmland at Kano.
Oh, cool.
so my question is, okay, so how many picks have you done with, have people done with you with that cast strength? Is this the first? Is this one of the first ones? Or
This is the first one that I directly sat and done because this program's brand new. We just started doing this, but this is we've sent out samples to people and we've sold barrels, but this is the first one where I've sat and gotten a chance to do this.
Right on, Vic, and thanks for getting with Troy, and thanks for inviting me, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. Even thinking of me to even be a part of this is incredible. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, like I've always wanted to do something like that. Because I mean, like we're from Northern Cal all the way down to SoCal, so it would be something nice to have.
That's cool.
A community blend from us. And,
That's cool.
You should just keep all the bottles in California.
Yeah, I know. I know that myself and Vic have in the last 5 or 6 months have talked about trying to do just a California pick with everybody for the last 6 months, and we're trying to figure out who to go to and who we're gonna, because we me, him, and Tito, we all have local places that we talked to about stuff, and then Vic came across, went to SoCal and talked to the guy at SoCal, and I hadn't even thought about SoCal till Vic had brought it up to me because I was looking at a place over called Rockies and a few other of Jazz and Mr. K's buddies to see if they wanted to get in on some, but Vic did all. This is all Vic. 100%. And freaking, I'm glad that he called me and asked me if I wanted to be part of it, and then told me who was going to be involved. I was on board 100% until he said Bobby and
I was just going to say until I came up probably.
And Bubble Bath, but I was like, okay, well, they're in California. We can't really get, can't say no. No, Nate knows I love him to death, freaking. Especially since every time I won anything from him, it was always a freaking old tub that he would send me. I think I have 2 bottles that he sent me of old tub.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but-
funny.
No, Troy, and going back to this, Charlie, what would be the yield on this?
We are expecting to get at least the full 216 bottles out of it. We won't know 100% until we dump it, right? But we should. We believe, we were trying to be conservative, but we believe we should be able to get 216 out of it.
Okay.
Which
All right.
is, 18, 12 packs.
All right. So then, I need to talk to John from store, and then, that should be cool.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
talk to Kristen, talk to John. You guys will figure it out, and then we'll get it together for you.
Yeah. Do you know what's the ETA on this?
We write. I'm looking at the flyer. I don't know if we wrote on the flyer, but I think we said give us at least 6 weeks. But
6 weeks.
But we
that's what John told me. But I thought he was.
I expected you to say 6 months, not 6 weeks.
Oh yeah. Well, we're small, right? And we.
Yeah, but even small ones,
good.
a lot of times, it's almost a year later before we see bottles.
Right. What part of the challenge is, we have to get line time at the facility, right? And then but we have a good flexible relationship with them, so we can usually get it within a few weeks, especially for one barrel is not that deal for them. It does take a long time to label our stuff because it's all hand labeled, right?
Okay.
Really?
Are you hand roller labeling them?
We on our first batch, it was
Please
literally
tell me you're not peeling and oh no.
It was one at a time. We now they moved to tabletop rollers for one at a time. They are expanding and they're moving facility to a state-of-the-art. Everything's going to be automated, except I think the tax stamp may still be manual.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, no. So I think we should be able to get it in 6 weeks. It's just also a little bit of the pickup time. We are subject, our distributor does have other brands at this contract bottler, so they try and consolidate their pickup, so it may get stuck waiting for a pickup. That's the only thing. But for us to get it in the bottle, will be, we can do that, I think, within 6 weeks.
All right, cool.
But you know what, Vic, talk to Kristen and John about it because they may have different factors. I'm just thinking about the back.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because like Tito says, 6 to 8 weeks. There's only I know Nate knows it, but there's only like one other person one other group that does turnarounds that fast, and it's usually NASIF will do quick 1 month, 2 month turnarounds on a lot of bottles and stuff when they can. But that's 6 to 8 weeks is not normal. Like you go do a pick even with a smaller distillery like even Woodinville. Woodinville's right now they're at 6 months is where they're sitting at right now.
Right. Well, we I guess we have the advantage that it's not our own facility, right? And that we just started the program, right? And we're only offering 12 single barrels right now. So we don't, it's not like there's not, 50 single barrels we have to produce in front of you, right? So we should be able to do it. I don't want to overpromise, but I don't see why we can't at least have it in the bottle in 6 weeks, and then whatever admin time and transportation time after that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
after all this time.
So after the affiliate program, does that include you guys will send out media samples to the affiliate people when you put something new out, or?
We aren't doing that yet, but let's put it this way: the affiliate program and media samples are two separate things.
Oh, okay.
So if you want,
I've never been involved in one or the other. So
right, if you're in the media and doing a review, or you have a blog, podcast, whatever, you want samples, I can connect you with our PR person. She's fantastic. She's been in the industry a long time, and then she'll work with you to get you samples. Because she actually she sends out the samples in separate little bottles from what we do.
Yeah, I'll be interested in trying the new stuff you're coming out from you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
That. The cast strength rye and all that. Yeah.
Right. We have Rye's Extended Cut coming in the fall, and then we have. So I don't know if any of you are going to Kentucky Bourbon Festival in September in Bardstown.
Not us. We're going.
Not as of yet.
We'll be on Distillers Row.
You going to Kentucky, Bubba Bath?
No. No. Okay. Well, we'll introduce Rye's Extended Cut and this other product that I can't talk about yet at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. That will also, I think, and this could change, but around the 15th of September, then it'll go on the other product will go on a pre-sale on our website. Ooh. And this product's only going to be available, I think, in California and Kentucky. It's not going to. There's not going to be enough of it. There's maybe 600 bottles of it, so it's going to be super allocated. But that'll be in September. So that's the two new products for this year.
Sounds cool.
That sounds good.
Thank you guys. This has been a blast. Thank you for inviting me, and it's been fascinating for me. I've enjoyed listening to all of you guys. Your what you do and your tasting styles and your tasting notes has been great.
No, thank you for giving us the opportunity and
putting up with us for an hour and a half.
No, it's been fun.
Yeah, I hope we do this again sometime. Actually,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and
I'd love to.
And I mean, you have my email or my number. you reach out to me. I mean, like we do. It's an open pub. What I do, like basically like this.
Mhm.
So if you want to jump on and have a pour with us, you're welcome to anytime.
Oh, sounds great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Troy.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Troy.
that.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
guys. Everybody have a great night and a great weekend.
Yeah,
You
you
too.
Thank you.
too.
Appreciate you. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, that's a good time, man. That was fun. I appreciate
Wow.
it again, Vic.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
No, thank you guys, man, for being part of this. It was awesome.
Well,
I don't know about Mashville, but
yeah, okay, whatever, dude. So, gee, and I was getting ready to say it's time to, now it's, I'm out of the other shit. The other, but I was gonna go ahead and, pop open a little hoe and freaking celebrate the first pick that I've ever done. So,
Nice.
That was the,
the
first
first
pick
pick
we're
you've
on,
ever done?
Nashville.
the first one I've ever been on. I've been asked a couple times by a couple stores, but it's always never worked out. It was like, hey, can you help us do this pick? Okay, cool. Can I put, is it okay if we put my channel on there or something to say so I, promote it? Oh no, we're not going to do that. Well, then okay, cool. I help the guy at Rockies. I help out with a couple of his, but I've never been not noted on the picks. So. But Canyon City's getting ready. I'm getting ready to work with Canyon City over here in Azusa here pretty soon. He's got a Elijah Craig private barrel. He's waiting for samples on.
Nice. So speaking of that, when I was we were talking about years. This year, the private barrel that I got from Elijah Craig from Dry Creek Liquor that picked a 9-year. That 9-year was better than the 10 years I tasted.
Yeah. That's why I picked them specifically when I was saying that. It's because that 9, 10, 11s and the years do not equate to. Twice we sent back all the samples and said, thanks, but we'll pass. And then I think out of 3 rounds, we picked 1 barrel from them.
Wow.
I don't think they're putting their best barrels into their selection, or we just weren't getting good barrels.
Wow.
The 1 barrel we got was great. It was an 11-year, but the other ones just were not. They weren't there, and they're like, "Really, you're gonna pass on the whole thing?" And they're like, "If you don't want to send us more samples, that's fine."
Yeah, right.
But we'll just pass on the barrel. But it was the whole thing. If we put out a barrel,
be sure your name on it.
Immediately, people are going to put them up against other barrels. And
of course they are.
3 doesn't mean that it's one that you want to put your name on.
No.
Right.
We weren't going to throw Mr. K's on a barrel that wasn't up to snuff, and none of them were up to snuff a couple of the times.
Well, the 1 barrel, like me and what was it? We were in Vegas when me and Vic and stuff were in Vegas. The 1 barrel we found, the 1 private barrel, whatever that Shane had bought at Curry's, I think it was.
Oh, the Elijah Craig.
Yeah, it was 8 years old. It was an 8-year-old barrel, and it's one of the best freaking Elijah Craigs I've ever had. But I've bought 11. I bought 11-year. I have an 11-year in my room. That's okay.
Hey.
Oh, we got the Corbin cash out.
I found it. Awesome.
I haven't had that.
Nice.
Wait a minute. Where's mine? I want to drink it with you.
Okay.
I have no. I don't need to wait because I have no idea where it's at.
Oh, that's sad.
I have more floor whiskey and.
That's where I found mine.
Joke whiskey.
Mine was under my bench.
Here, can I see the cap? Because a lot of the boxes, I can only see the caps.
It's all silver.
It's all silver.
It's only the same color as like
That's the screw
worked.
cap. That's the only one that's a screw cap.
I got it.
Or those
That
bottles
worked.
are screw caps. Yeah.
Found it. Yeah.
Fucking Tito found it by the brother.
That's the only way I
that's
can
what
tell.
I'm
Because I'm looking at boxes, all I can see is the caps.
We know what Tito's talking about.
We got 4 whiskey. It's all good.
that's how I find the fox.
The plan
Fox
is to
Notice
build
in the
more
box.
shelves this summer, but now my summer is pretty much already booked up. I don't think it's happening.
Oh man.
Well, yeah. Let's just like my Heaven's Doors, like they're in a bunch of different boxes and stuff, and I can go over and go, oh wait, that's the Heaven Doors pick because I know the top of the cap on all the floor whiskey. So,
Are you ready? On that?
I wrote Corbin Cash 1923 on here.
For being what is it, 90 proof?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for being a 90 proof, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor for being 90 proof.
And then the store picks.
Is there anybody else using that freaking Merced rye for any?
Not that I know of.
Because it's got to literally be the Merced rye that's giving. I mean, it's doing what it's doing.
What do you mean a trick?
He means giving it that distinction.
Yeah, it's good. So it has Corbin Cash has a specific.
Only grows in two places. It grows in two places, as far as I know. So it would have to be from Merced County, or there's one other place it can grow.
There is one other place that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You're right. I can't remember what it is.
I would seriously doubt anybody is doing that.
And
the only reason I ask is because there's a freaking literally once you get to Central California and start going north, there's a distillery like every freaking 38 feet. It seems like, especially around between San Francisco and Sacramento. There's if you look at the California listed distillers of small distilleries, there's between Nate and freaking San Francisco. There's literally 35 distilleries.
Yeah, you start going east of Sacramento. Yeah.
And all we have is one down here.
And Nate goes, no, we got more than one down here.
You got Blinking Owl. What else do we have?
You got Blinking Owl. You got freaking Surfside. You have you got Cali Distillery in Temecula. You got freaking
never heard of
Los Angeles Distillery.
With sewer water.
What's the other one? Jay Riley, right?
Broken Barrel.
That's sourced and staved.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
I'm talking about those distilling.
It's been moved to Kentucky. Yeah, okay, that's the source one. But Cali makes her own. What's the name of that freaking?
There's that one in Culver City.
El Segundo is getting ready to start.
Yeah.
No,
El Segundo Brewery is going to start distilling.
They're getting ready to start doing their own little thing.
They have R6.
And then you got Pacific Coast down in Oceanside. You got freaking Malahat. There's a lot of distilleries here in Southern California.
I don't think
you got Jay Riley and Redlands.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not using the Merced rye.
Yeah.
They're not using the Merced rye.
I don't think they sell it. They specifically grow it in
the
off season.
But it grows one other place, and we can't speak to that one other place. I can't.
I know it's probably in my head, but I have to believe it's got to do with something with the sweet potatoes in that soil. I know it's
that's not in your head. That's in the soil.
But sweet potatoes in the soil and the Merced rye. I mean, I know Merced rye. That's so long.
I think it's awesome. Their whole story that they started growing rye as a bumper crop to enrich the soil again.
Yeah,
I just love that whole circle of life. It's a cover crop. It's a bumper crop. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of anyone still doing that and then taking that secondary crop and producing something out of it as opposed to just
that's incredible.
That's
awesome. Beans and they just grind it back in.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. They're just so it's pretty cool that they're actually doing something.
Yeah.
So anybody else here had any of the Rod and Hammer stuff?
Yeah.
Rod and Hammer.
That's San Luis Obispo, right?
San Luis Obispo distillery.
It's in grocery stores, but it's just young. It's an MGP.
It's the only thing I like from there really is the cask strength, and it's not even super good. It's good. I mean,
most of their stuff is right around 3 to 4 years. For being 3 to 4 years, it's not bad.
It's a cool place to go. I mean, the distillery's cool.
Oh, nice.
And it's a nice setup. And they have you can buy little barrels there, and they'll have the whatever company name, whatever, and they just put them in there like you're in there with everybody's barrels that are sitting there with all their logos, which is pretty cool. But it's not outstanding to me. It's good.
I got to thank Nate for taking time out of his busy schedule of drinking out of trash cans and coming here tonight.
Yeah, I noticed. I saw that.
I'm sitting there going.
Always.
It
I
said,
actually,
like, 9 minutes.
I had
ago,
the bartender.
I'm like, wait a second.
I had the bartender pour some Basil Hayden's in it for me later.
Is that the 10-year?
Wait, step it up.
No, just a regular.
You got a 10-year from me.
Yeah.
What's this at the bar?
I actually still have my trash can. Maybe I'll do that later.
No, it was funny because I'm sitting there. I'm getting ready. I'm starting to put things put together, and doing some couple other things. And then I look at my Instagram, and it's like that Bubble Bath had posted, and it says like 9 minutes ago, and it's a bar and a trash can in frame. I'm like, isn't he supposed to be getting ready to go live in like an hour and a half? It's just like, yeah, I gotta go buy and get a nightcap before I go home. You know.
Oh shit!
I do like the trash can thing. That's really actually pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool idea. Ooh. Okay, so I just went to a rare character tasting.
I saw that. Did you enjoy it? Oh my god, they had the,
everything was amazing.
How was the Kentucky the high malt the exceptional cast?
Oh, the malt whiskey. Yeah, it's like 65% malt and 35% corn.
Did you like
and
it?
it's in a new charred barrel, so it's completely, it like does not taste like a malt at all. It's wild.
It's so good.
It is so good.
Love you guys. I need to jump off though.
All right, I'm actually gonna end the stream so we can
Oh, right
go
on, man.
the after party.
All right.
All
I
right.
have to go to work.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy. But yeah, thanks everybody that watched, and stay tuned for the pick.
Yeah, thank you, Vic. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vic.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
Thank you,
experience, guys. It was great working with you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Cheers.
Don't go anywhere. Cheers, yeah.